Yo, what is going on, you Slackers? I am your host, Slackerz Gaming, and today's video, I don't know what I'm saying immediately, but today's video, I figured it's about time that I do my final legit roster prediction. Yeah, it might be a little late to kind of do this, but I already did one in, I want to say like the end of May, beginning of June, then I did a revised one in July, and now, after the Nintendo Direct from a few days ago where Isabelle got confirmed, I figured, you know what, I got my thoughts on who I think will make it into the roster and kind of who I expect to be in the roster. So let's just jump into it, right? I think it's the perfect time. So when I was kind of coming up with the roster, I tried to make it, I tried to go off of, I guess you could kind of say evidence or, leaks. I guess in my case, leaks that I believe, which one is the Vergeben leaks. I think that so far everything that he said he's been right on, or at least he hasn't been wrong about anything. So I tend to believe him in that direction. So that kind of influenced me in my roster prediction. So here I got it real quick. I'll go over all the characters anyway because why not? But top row, Mario, Donkey Kong, and I got it organized kind of like how the Smash website is, it goes by like how they were introduced to the series. So Mario, Donkey Kong, Link, Samus, then Dark Samus. So I got the Echo Fighters next to them, if they are indeed an Echo Fighter. Yoshi, Kirby, Fox, Pikachu, Luigi, Ness, Captain Falcon, Jigglypuff for the first row. Second row, Peach, Daisy, Bowser, Ice Climber, Sheik, Zelda, Dr. Mario, Pichu, Falco, Marth, Lucina, Youngling, Ganondorf. So first two rows, 26 characters. Nothing new there. But now we get down to row 3. And so overall for my initial base roster, I only have, you can see here, I only got 6 actual new, more characters that I expect to be in the game. And then I always got to do DLC because I love DLC kind of guessing and stuff like that. So, but third row, Mewtwo, Roy, Chrom, we know that. Game & Watch, Meta Knight, Pit, Dark Pit, Zero Suit, Wario, Snake, Ike, and okay, first of all, there's that box theory that's going around. Only 2 more characters are going to be it. No, I don't believe that at all. It just doesn't make sense to me. It's a different topic, so to only have 2 characters left to be revealed would not make any sense at all to me for that theory, especially when they're going to reveal the entire roster beforehand. I guess kind of to get ahead of leaks, so to speak, before the game comes out. So, I mean, why would you reveal the entire roster, but your last, like, a lot of speculation is going to be Ken and then a Pokemon rep? That's what you're going to end with? That's your big final grand reveal? I still think Sakurai and his team, they're saving something. So, but to my first character that I think is going to be in, yes, it's a Fire Emblem character, but he did pretty well on the Smash ballot, and it is Black Knight. There's some evidence to support this. If Black Knight did not get in the game, I'm totally fine with it. Yes, I know people are going to type in the comments, there's already too many Fire Emblem characters. I know, I agree. But just based on what I expect, I think Black Knight will still happen. If he doesn't, it's fine. If he does, I like the character. I like the character design. So I would welcome it at least, even if it is another Fire Emblem character. But I have Black Knight as an echo of Ike. I think that would make sense. Smash ballot and potential the background removal of him on the, the Castle Siege stage. So I think that's a good possibility. I think so. But then the last one for third row is Pokemon Trainer. So moving down to the fourth row, we got Diddy Kong, Lucas, Sonic. We can pretty much all guess because at first I'm not a huge Shadow the Hedgehog fan. Let's just remove that because we already know Shadow the Hedgehog. I'm not a huge fan of Shadow. I mean, I like the character and all, but he's not really one I'd be like, yeah, let's get him in Smash. I'm not too big on that. But I can't argue the facts. He's just conspicuous by his absence. Where is his assist trophy? Where is Shadow and all this? Why haven't we seen him yet? There's still 10, 9, 8, 7, somewhere, 8, we'll say 8, 9, or 10 assist trophies yet to be revealed. If I'm correct, Shadow it's a possibility, could still be an assist trophy. That is possible. But, Knuckles came in, so there's the whole thing, he could just be upgraded to like an Echo Fighter, maybe like an a semi-echo of Sonic, maybe get a couple different moves to, incorporate his own personality with him. I still think Shadow has a pretty good chance. I really do. I can't deny that, and yeah, it just makes too much sense to not, or to put him in the roster than to not have him in at this point. I mean, where is he at? Are they saving him for a reveal? I think they are. But continuing on, King Dedede, Captain Noir, Lucario, Rob, Toon Link, Wolf. Glad Wolf is back. Love that. That's so cool. And I love the new design, actually. Pretty cool. But Villager, Mega Man, Wii Fit Trainer. Moving on to the next row. We got Rosalina and Luma, Little Mac, Greninja, all the Mii fighters, Palutena, Pac-Man, Robin, Shulk, Bowser Jr., Duck Hunt, Ryu, and you could probably guess this one as well. Everyone's speculating it. Again, going back to the Virgin Bun leaks, hinted at Ken being in the game. So, Ken, easy. Makes sense to me. I think if there's any character that deserves to be an Echo fighter of anybody, it's Ken, right? He's the very first Echo fighter ever, right? So it makes sense to me. So Ken, I do expect to be in the game. So yeah. Then finishing off the row is Cloud, of course. Moving on to the last row. Nope, second to last row. Corrin, Bayonetta, Inkling, Ridley, Simon Belmont, Richter Belmont, King K. Rool, Isabelle. We already know about all these. So I revealed 3 Echo fighters that I expect, which are Black Knight, Shadow, and Ken. And I still think there's going to be 3 more unique fighters, or at least good potential for unique fighters. And I'm on board. Again, Virgil said there's a Gen 7 Pokemon rep. It's not Decidueye, Lycanroc, or Mimikyu. So who does that leave? I think, I suppose the front runner is Incineroar. So that's who I'm expecting. Incineroar. I couldn't find an actual good picture, so this one's bigger than all the other character portraits. Yeah, it kind of bugs me a little bit, but Incineroar, I guess I'm expecting now. Would he be the Pokemon from Gen 7 I want? No, I think there's other ones I'd rather have, but Incineroar I think makes the most sense, at least for a Gen 7 rep at this point. So I'd still love Decidueye, honestly, but again, I'm thoroughly behind the Virgin part of the leaks, so I don't think Decidueye will make it in, sadly, but Incineroar will, at least in my opinion. So going on to the second to last new actual, unique newcomer, I think this one was tough. There's quite a bit that I was kind of going through and kind of thinking about, and I ended up going with Bandana Waddle Dee. I think Kirby Series 1 deserves another rep. Bandana Waddle Dee did really well on the Smash ballot. It's got good fan base. I know there's those anti-supporters like, oh, it's just a Waddle Dee with a spear. So what? I mean, just in terms of how important, an iconic Bandana Dee is to the Kirby franchise, I think it makes sense here. Of course, Sakurai has his tie-in with the Kirby series, so I can see Sakurai potentially going with at least one more Kirby rep. So I got Bandana Waddle Dee, and that brings us to only one last newcomer that I expect for the roster. And again, Virgin leaks, I believe it. He said there's a second square rep. I mean, you all know where I'm pretty much going with this. This, I think, would be the final reveal, the last big, before the game comes out. Here's the hype reveal we're all waiting for. Geno. I mean, at this point, right? Sure, yes, Geno. I'm big fan, wanted him since Brawl, and a ton of other people do. I mean, he's one of the most talked about characters right now. So, not just now, even the past couple games, he's been a really big talking point. Sakurai's emphasis that he wanted him in the past. We got the Mii outfit, maybe, going along the lines with Inkling and Isabelle and K. Rool. The Mii outfit ends up getting upgraded, so we get Geno. I think that makes sense, at least to me. They're saving one last really big reveal, and it could be Geno before, they release the game. So that's what I got for my base roster. So 76 characters in my base roster, including Echo Fighters, but I have Pokemon Trainer lumped into one character and the Mii's lumped into one character. So you can, even if you split them up, that's another, 5 characters, right? Because Squirtle, Ivysaur, Charizard already counts. You get it. So 76 characters. So when I always do my Smash Bro roster predictions, I love to do DLC, and I think now's a good time to kind of really think about after I get, or who I think is going to be in the roster, it's kind of like, okay, so there's a lot of speculation about a lot of characters to potentially be in the base roster. And for me, I think a few of them are going to fall short, and that's where DLC will come in. I think they might do a second Smash ballot. I think I'm going to do a video on that later down the line at some point, if they should do that or not. But I think they would. It's Smash Ultimate. Nintendo would be crazy not to do DLC for this game, especially character-wise. They'll make so much money off of it. They'll get, again, characters that the fans want. So, first character, I'm going to get a lot of flack for this. I already know he's an assist trophy, but this is DLC. I can't stress this enough. This is DLC. This is after the game comes out. Waluigi is, yes, I'm putting him in as a DLC character. Go ahead, leave a thumbs down on the video if you think that I'm absolutely stupid for wanting a character that I want. Hey, that's I'm not trying to ram him down anybody's throat, but I think Waluigi has a good chance for that DLC character. And I got a separate video in mind I want to make about this. Again, you're probably going to hate me for that. I don't care. That's fine. This is Smash Bros. We want who we want, and as long as we're legit about it, and we're not total, irresponsible and just total pricks about it, I think you can go about wanting a character the right way, no matter how hated or liked a character is for the game. So I think Waluigi, with all the backlash that he got from being revealed as an assist trophy, still have yet to see him as an assist trophy in any gameplay or demos or anything like that. So potentially, and I have an idea, and I'll get to that maybe next Sunday is when I'll make the Waluigi DLC video, I think. But I think he's got a good chance for DLC. I think so. And what do you do with his assist trophy? Somebody's gonna ask. I've said this before. It's easy. Talk to people that know about coding. It's one simple line of coding. All you do is disable his assist trophy. You don't have to replace him with anybody else. You don't have to remove it from the game. You just disable it. So it's not even there technically. And he just becomes a playable character. So there. Go ahead. Type what you want in the comments saying Waluigi's stupid. Screw Waluigi. Nobody wants him. Blah, blah, blah. I've heard it all before. So say what you want. Moving on. Let's get past that. Waluigi. And again, my DLCs in no particular order is just characters I think have a really good chance for DLC. So second character that I have is going to be Dixie Kong, because I still think there's still the possibility she could be an Echo Fighter of Diddy Kong, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's DLC down the line that it's like an Echo Fighter pack, and maybe Dixie fits into that. But I still think they could do maybe more of like a semi-ish Echo Fighter of Diddy, but still give Dixie her own kind of stuff with the hair whips, and she has her own personality, and she's one of the last, I've always said this about Dixie Kong, she's one of the last few actual Nintendo All-Stars I believe that's left that's not in the game. So DLC, I can see this absolutely happening for sure if she does not indeed get in the main roster. Moving on to one of the next characters, again one of the more talked about characters speculated for the roster, Skull Kid from Legend of Zelda. Again, Legend of Zelda, nothing in the base roster that's a brand new character. Sure, young Link came back. Zelda and Link got redesigns and kind of new movesets, but they're not new characters. And I think Legend of Zelda as a series, for how important it is to Nintendo, all the characters that they have, they deserve one. And Skull Kid has been one of the most talked about. If Skull Kid is indeed not a boss in some sort of boss mode, perfect sense to put him as a playable character. Very talked about, very wanted. And I think if a second Smash ballot came out, Skull Kid would do extremely well. So, plain and simple, Skull Kid, I think DLC at this point. I don't think he'll be in the main roster, but I think DLC. So moving on, same thing with Skull Kid. Somebody that's talked about extremely. Again, would welcome him so much. Isaac from Golden Sun, I mean, been wanted forever. His assist trophy got removed. Some sort of backlash on that. Like, hey, what happened to Isaac? Where's he at? I think, he was... From a lot of the things that I was seeing up before the Nintendo Direct that just happened a few days ago, he was heavily speculated to be the newcomer that was revealed. Of course, that didn't happen. We ended up getting Isabelle from Animal Crossing. So I think Isaac definitely... and didn't the creator of Golden Sun say if there's enough if there's enough fanfare and want for Isaac, he'd gladly let, Slackerz team put him in the game, and I think that will happen for DLC. I really do. So moving on, why do I have two? it'll make sense once I see him because it's going to be Rex and Pyro from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Sorry to the Elma fans. I don't think if Elma does not get into the base roster, I don't think Elma's going to have much of a chance. I think Rex and Pyro stand out more and might bring a little bit more uniqueness because of how they could work as a fighter, you know. And they're one character, keep in mind. They just work together, similar to how they do in their actual game. A lot of people think Rex and Pyro and maybe Springman are kind of like front runners for DLC characters because maybe they're a bit too new when Smash first came out or the game plans came out, so they might be too new, but DLC, very good chance, I think. So yeah, easy for that one. So next up, who's this? I don't remember. Oh, gotta explain this. So Fire Emblem, right? Again, Fire Emblem. I don't want any more Fire Emblem, but if we do get Black Knight, I'm fine with that. That's why I think he's gonna get in. But why do I have the Fire Emblem logo? I couldn't find, what's the dude's name? Eldergard? I don't know how to pronounce his name. The main person from the Three Houses. I mean, I think they'll use DLC as a kind of somewhat of a launching point for future games, and Fire Emblem being one of them. I could see them doing that, kind of similar to how they had Corrin, in Wii U and 3DS. I can see it happening. If it doesn't, I'm fine with that. Too many Fire Emblem characters, that's fine. I still think it will happen. Use DLC to promote future games. I can see that happening. That's why I have it on my DLC prediction. So another one that I've said a lot, even before the whole Incineroar Decidueye Gen 7 Pokemon thing, I really thought, at first I thought there wasn't going to be any Gen 7 Pokemon, and I thought they'd do a Gen 8. Well, then I'm behind the verge of bin leaks, but I still think they'll use the DLC for Pokemon Gen 8 to really hype it up. It's hard to see the symbol. It's a Pokeball symbol. Basically, I don't have a picture because I don't know any Pokemon in Gen 8. I don't think any of us do. So I think they will get behind a certain whatever Pokemon from Gen 8, hype it up, put that character, that Pokemon in Smash Bros. And, popularity, all that stuff. It's gonna, I think it just makes sense. Too many things, too many ingredients. It just makes sense. So that's what I got for that one. Yeah, so moving on to the last one. This is the only third-party character that I think has a legit chance. There's some other ones that'll be in the conversation for sure, absolutely. But this one, I think, could happen the most. Extremely wanted. You know where I'm going with this. Used to be Nintendo, now Microsoft. They're on good terms. Banjo Kazooie, please, can we get him? I did start to think over the past few days. I don't think he's going to be in the base roster. I don't. But DLC, he's made for it. I mean, sure, he kind of got skipped for the. Maybe didn't even get considered for Wii U and 3DS because I guess mainly they're using that for Smash Ultimate. But if he doesn't get in the base roster again, I think Nintendo and Microsoft will work together. They'll get Banjo. This is Smash Ultimate. We deserve it. We want it. Banjo deserves to be in Smash Bros. Right? So I don't know. That is my roster. Again, I'm expecting for the initial base roster 3 more Echoes: Black Knight, Shadow, and Ken. And then 3 more newcomers: Incineroar, Bandana Dee, and Geno. I think we'll save for that very final last character reveal for the last, hype to push the game into release. And then I think they'll definitely do DLC. Be crazy not to. And I got Waluigi, Dixie Kong, Skull Kid, Isaac, Rex, and Pyro as one. Fire Emblem, the Eldergard, whatever his name is, I don't know. A new Pokemon from Gen 8, and then Banjo Kazooie. Again, no particular order, but I just think those have to be some of the front runners. I thought about Springman. You could probably throw him on the list, but I don't have him. It could happen. If he does, I'm fine with it. But that is what I got. Sure, there's some I missed. Shantae's a big one. I just don't think indie characters are going to be playable. If Shovel Knight doesn't, I don't think anybody will, but that's just my opinion. So let me know what you guys think about my roster. Is this a legit roster? Would you be happy with this roster? Is this roster totally crap? Is Waluigi the stupidest choice for DLC? Yeah, some of you probably will say it is, but that's fine. Anyway, that is all I got for this one. I don't know, just let me know who you expect. How many more, maybe Echo Fighters? How many more fighters in total do you expect? Echoes and Unique. And then maybe what characters do you think would be for DLC? Let me know that stuff down in the comments. So, yeah, that is all I got for this one. Thank you guys for watching. hopefully some of you will, you know, actually enjoy this little roster prediction and don't go absolutely stupid over just my opinions for a character that I'd like to see, or maybe that I just expect to see, even if I don't want him particularly. But yeah, that is all I got for this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and hopefully we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out, everybody.